Have you ever noticed how strange it feels to walk on an escalator that isn't moving? What should be a simple, everyday task suddenly feels awkward and disorienting. This odd sensation has a lot to do with how our brains process movement and expectation. When you step onto an escalator, your brain automatically prepares for motion. Even if the escalator is stopped, your mind still anticipates the movement you associate with escalators. This creates a mismatch between what you expect and what actually happens, leading to that uncomfortable feeling. This phenomenon is linked to something called sensory-motor conflict. Our brains rely on sensory information from our environment, like the sight of an escalator, to predict how our bodies should react. When the escalator isn't moving, but your brain expects it to be, this conflict can cause you to feel off balance. Interestingly, this is similar to what happens when you experience motion sickness. In both cases, your brain is receiving conflicting signals. On a stopped escalator, your brain expects motion, but your body feels none. In motion sickness, your inner ear detects movement, but your eyes tell you that you're stationary, causing nausea. This confusion also triggers your muscles to overcompensate. Since your brain expects the escalator to move, your body automatically tenses up to adjust to the anticipated movement. When the escalator doesn't move, your muscles engage more than necessary, making each step feel heavier and less coordinated. Studies on escalator use have shown that the brain's learned behavior plays a significant role in this sensation. When people regularly use escalators, they develop a motor pattern that prepares them for the motion. Even if the escalator isn't moving, the brain replays this motor pattern, which is why you feel that awkward stumble when stepping onto a stationary one. Some researchers call this the broken escalator phenomenon. It's a classic example of how our expectations shape our physical responses. The brain's pre-programmed response for a moving escalator kicks in, even when it's unnecessary. This pre-programming also explains why you adjust after taking a few steps. Your brain quickly relearns that the escalator isn't moving. What's fascinating is that even though the sensation feels strange, it's harmless. Your brain and body quickly adapt to the change, and after a few steps, the confusion disappears. This rapid adjustment shows just how adaptable our sensory-motor systems are, even when faced with unexpected conditions. While this odd feeling is temporary, it's a reminder of how much we rely on learned behaviors in everyday life. Simple actions, like walking on an escalator, are deeply ingrained in our brain's wiring. When these patterns are interrupted, even for a brief moment, it can create a surprisingly disorienting experience. In conclusion, walking on a stopped escalator feels strange because of the way our brains are wired to anticipate movement. This mismatch between expectation and reality creates sensory-motor conflict, leading to that awkward feeling. But with just a few steps, your brain adapts, making it a brief and interesting quirk of human physiology.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.